What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And yes, obviously, I'm still on the road. We're still doing something. We're filming here in the car. In today's video, can you believe they're still selling stolen cars? When are they going to get prosecuted for this, man? Roll the intro. Guys, before we get into today's video, you guys know what time it is. We got to talk about the sponsors here, and that is Morgan & Morgan, attorneys at law. If you're looking for a personal injury attorney, you're not going to find anyone larger than Morgan & Morgan, handling over 20 million calls last year alone. You can get started with them in 8 clicks or less directly from one of these, a smartphone, by going to forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. Again, that's forthepeople.com/TK's Garage. And I appreciate them for allowing me to do what I do. So, guys, it happened again. And at this point, I have to ask the question. You know, I had got an email like 4 months ago, and I kind of just didn't disregard it, but it was just kind of like, Carvana is a lot of things, but operating a criminal enterprise. And then I was like, wait a minute, the founders, yeah, everything that they've been affiliated with in the past, you know how all that goes, right? So my question comes in, like, are they dumb enough to actually be operating car theft or paying car theft rings to get them vehicles? Because I'm wondering if when the paperwork comes out, or when the investigators look at it and they see how much this ZL1, which was stolen stolen in Texas, sold in Florida by Carvana, when they look at it, did they pay unreasonably less for that car? Because then in that case, if there's a paper trail that you paid less, like I'm starting to get the vibes that maybe Carvana is paying professional rings to target certain cars that they can get for less, buying it from the car theft rings and then selling them through their platform, Revend. Because who's going to inspect it? You're the company. If you say it's good to go, it's good to go, right? Nobody's, going to say whatever. But I want to say this. If you want to be a whistleblower, if you're a person that works at Carvana and you know about more stolen cars or cars that are being stolen and then sold at Carvana, please feel free to hit me up at TK's Garage Dealer Issues at gmail.com. Again, that's TK's Garage Dealer Issues at gmail.com. Anyway, this has been absolutely insane. Just ridiculous. Somebody had sent this over to me. It dropped on the news down there in Florida about 3 days ago. Check out this news clip.
County man has discovered that the high-end Camaro that he bought from online car dealer Carvana was reported stolen. Good evening, I'm Keith Kate.
I'm Jennifer Lee. Thank you for joining us. Now the car he's had for 17 months has been confiscated by law enforcement. When he didn't get any answers, he knew he'd better call banking, and Shannon joins us with the story.
Jen, Keith, the obvious first question here is, how did this happen? In addition, this customer called me for help unwinding the sale and recouping his money. Roger Johnston paid nearly $74,000 for this 2018 Camaro ZL1 from online dealer Carvana in July 2022. 17 months later, he tried to sell the car, only to have the interested buyer discover a major problem.
And that's the VIN on the car.
So somebody switched out this VIN.
Yeah, so they pulled the windshield out, scrape the old one off and put a new one on there.
This VIN is fake.
Correct.
Doesn't even exist.
Right.
Roger tells me another dealer that wanted to buy the Camaro discovered the vehicle identification number, or VIN, shown on the windshield and inside the driver's door didn't match another VIN found under the hood. And when they hooked up the car to an onboard diagnostic computer scan, they learned the VIN on the hood was the correct one. Notice the two VINs are exactly the same except for the last 5 numbers. The news got worse. A VIN check showed Roger's car was reported stolen out of Texas in July 2022, 6 months before he bought it.
It's unacceptable. I mean, for this long, for me to own the car for 2 years, almost 2 years, and now it's gone, and they charged me all this money. They should have done their due diligence until they sold it to me. Like, it should never have made it to me.
Roger tells me he called Carvana and reported this to the Polk County Sheriff's Office, which confiscated the car last week. He says Carvana told him they can't do anything to make him whole until they have a report from law enforcement.
I provided a case, ID. I provided pictures of the sheriff taking the vehicle. I've provided pictures of the correct VIN, and in my VIN, I've given them everything they should need, in my opinion.
And what's the Sheriff's Department tell you?
Currently, because it's still an active investigation, there's no documents they can provide at this point.
Now he's stuck with a car payment and insurance on a car he doesn't have. So I reached out to Carvana and was sent this statement. In this unusual case, Carvana and our customer were victims of a sophisticated criminal act. Customer experience is our top priority, and we are taking steps to make things right for our customer given the unique circumstances. We are also supporting local law enforcement in their investigation and remain aggressive in our efforts to protect future customers against bad actors. I'm happy to report that I was able to help Roger obtain an incident report from the Polk County Sheriff's Office. He tells me a Carvana representative tells him that once they have that, they can begin working on a resolution.
I'm going to be honest. This does a couple things. You know, Carvana says they do these extensive inspections on vehicles, and this goes exactly to that customer statement. They do extensive inspections of these cars. Well, if you did an extensive inspection, you plugged in a code scanner and all that other stuff, you'd have seen that the VIN number on the dash doesn't match the VIN number to the computer, which doesn't match the VIN number under the car, but the correct VIN number was the one under the hood or the one on the computer. And here's the thing, like professional car theft rings, like have the tools, like if they wanted to change the VIN number in the computer, they could do that. So this is why I feel like Carvana is paying like Mickey Mouse car theft rings to move this. And what's crazy is like there was a valid title for this other VIN number, which also doesn't exist in the state of Florida. They were able to get it done. I think the state, to like prevent these issues and make sure these inspections are actually happening, I feel like Carvana needs to get slapped with massive fines. And that means like every stolen car you get caught selling, right, when it comes back later that it's stolen, it should be like a $6 million, like something so egregious, so punishable that it doesn't happen anymore. It makes it not profitable for them to do it. Because right now it's like, oh, we got caught on this one. We have to unwind this deal and pay this customer back, right? Because everybody's looking. But think about all of the cars that they stole, or all of the cars that they sold that were stolen. Think about it. We're just seeing the ones that are getting caught. How many did they sell that are straight up still stolen cars? And then is Carvana going to be responsible when one of those customers get pulled over and a cop does his due diligence and you find out that car is stolen? They're going to arrest the driver. Not a good look for Carvana, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And until next time, stay petty, my friends.